I don't know, Griggs. Does it make any sense to you?
Terrace.
I just don't understand. Like, first of all, one thing on Casemiro, that was by far the worst performance I've seen from a player in the Premier League this year. He got dribble past 8 times today. 8 times he got dribble past today. That's embarrassing. But back to what Terry said. Yeah, I mean, you're right. We've seen managers at United get sacked for worse. We saw Louis van Gaal get sacked after he won the FA Cup. He won a trophy and he got sacked right after, with a team that he actually had a plan for. We look at this team today. We look at a team. We finally saw what United look like, because you mentioned Bruno and Rashford. I'm not saying that they're not an issue, but all like that stuff. But last year, I tweeted this out. I said Rashford is papering over the cracks of Ten Hag. I said Ten Hag has done a decent job coaching, but you look at what Rashford is doing in the attack, and he papered over a lot of cracks. We scored 58 goals last year, right? We scored about 52 this year. So we're pretty much at an even pace. And then Rashford carried that attack last year, and we finished high. Now you look at this team. There were no game changers on the pitch today, and look what the attack looked like. We had about 0.3 XG today. That's what we had. Garnacho, Højlund, Anthony. That front three, I promise you, in the championship, Hull City's front three is better than that. Ipswich Town, who just got promoted, their front three is better than that. Omari Hutchinson.
Big up McKenna.
Yeah, big up McKenna. And by the way, speaking of Kieran McKenna, his season's over. So is there a possibility to contact Ipswich Town to get him on loan for the FA Cup final? Is it possible? Can we hit him up? Just we'll pay the wages. We'll pay extra. We'll pay double. We'll pay the money. We have the money for it. Can he coach the FA Cup final? Because what City are about to do to us, because this team has given up. I don't think even the FA Cup final will get them up. We have Ten Hag having Bayern in his ear now. Bro, go ahead, leave, man. We shouldn't even block his way. Just tell him, you want to go to Bayern? Go over there, man. Maybe life is greener in Bavaria, in Munich. Go over there. Because what good is she going to do to me here? Today, well, I shouldn't even be this mad because I predicted a loss. I didn't expect to do anything today. But it's just how bad and how lifeless we look. I couldn't name you a single positive action from any United player today. Not a single one. I don't remember any positive action.
Maybe
should that goal have been maybe disallowed? I don't. That was weak. Whatever. But I don't really care about that. It's just so bad. Onana getting beat at his near post. Olise was dunking on us. Congratulations to Michael Olise. He passed his audition today. Hopefully I see you in the summer in the United jersey. Because Anthony, what good does he do for me? What good? And I hope he leaves with Ten Hag too. Because today, I think, Terry, you mentioned it earlier, 7 of the 11 players that he signed were on that pitch today. 7. There were 7. So it wasn't players downing tools. Those are his guys. And if the guys that you signed down tools on you, that means that you can't motivate your team. And from the moment that you can't motivate your team, you should not be in the job. Because I always say this, a team is a reflection of their manager. And this is what the reflection of Erik ten Hag looks like on that pitch. He's been a dead man walking for a long time. And Ineos, I don't know why they're trying to keep like downplay and delay the decision, but just announce it. Bayern Munich have been in Champions League the whole year. They were before a Champions League quarterfinal against Manchester City, against Arsenal. They announced Thomas Tuchel, you will no longer be in this job after the season ends. How come Bayern Munich are allowed to? They could do that, but we can't tell Erik ten Hag he's sacked before an FA Cup final. We can't tell them that because that's the club on our prestige. They're meant to be on our prestige.
Isn't that the concerning part though, that they haven't announced it? Because you're right.
It is a little concerning. It is a little concerning. Obviously, the only difference is that we're about to start something really different to where Bayern Munich are in terms of their journey as a club. There's a grace period there, but I am looking at them and I don't understand what's going on. Maybe there's an element here, and I felt this for a few weeks. You've got Ajax that are looking, you've got Bayern Munich that are looking. Maybe Man United thinking, well, if they offer him a contract, we might get compensation rather than paying him 15, 20 million pounds to go away. But other than that, they've got to look to move him on. But we're going to come to rivals in a minute. Rhino, talk to us.
Look, guys, man, this is where United are at, man. This is how bad we are, bro. Like, I don't know. It's so funny, Staffy. I remember the other day you was like, I can't remember what show I was on with you, and you was like, I'm not surprised, I'm not stressed, but now I feel like it's got to you today. This is
no. You should see my watch along, bro. We swear we talk about anything but the game, bro. I'm chilled, bro. I got the Knicks game in an hour, bro. I don't care. I'm just doing this. My friends are coming. I'm about to get the shisha ready and the pizza ready. I couldn't care less, bro. I got playoffs. Me and Greg. Listen, before I go, I actually want to say this. I'm sorry, right now. I don't want to interrupt you. Everyone who told me stick to NBA Thank you guys. I thought you guys were being xenophobic. You guys were actually watching out for me. You knew that my future with the NBA is better than this. You guys were trying to warn me that United were going to be shit. I apologize for being stubborn and not listening to you guys. I am off to the NBA and I got a championship to chase while United are dead for me. But before I go, I do want to apologize to one person. Footy Judge Mo is probably the only person that I owe an apology this season. Because this season, me and him went back and forth a lot about who has a better projection for the season, who's going to probably finish higher, who's the better team. It was Chelsea and United. To be fair, a lot of switches happened since. But at the end of the day, he got that one right. Because at the end of the day, Chelsea ended up proving to be a better coach team than United. That's one smoke I got to hold this season. So for that one, Footy Judge Mo, my hat's off for you. Other than that, listen, sorry, Ryan, I didn't mean to interrupt. Like and subscribe,
no
guys.
worries, man.
I'll see you, inshallah, on the next stream.
Big up Staffy, man. Listen, man. Big up my guy Jams as well. Listen, look, man. I'm telling you, man. I even said this. Chelsea is better than us. I said this like months ago. People were like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" I've said this. I don't know who's seen me say it, but I've said Chelsea. They've shown elements of more of a style of play and more positivity and more of a unit than we have ever. Like, we see more of it. They've got a bigger sample size of it. So for me, this kind of game was coming, man. Obviously, I'm not even going to get into Casemiro. He's playing centre-back. He's not a centre-back. I get it. He was crap. There's so many mistakes he made, but bro, the bigger problem is the coaching of this team.
Do you not think he's doing?
No, I hear that, but the problem's bigger than all of this. For me,
I'm
at the stage.
I agree.
I'm at that stage where I just feel like the main problem is these guys are not coached. So whether they're throwing the manager under the bus, whether they're just doing things on purpose, we've just passed the stage of criticizing them now. To a degree, innit? Obviously, we can always criticize players. Bruno wasn't on the pitch today. Rashford wasn't on the pitch today. Who are we going to blame now? What's the excuse now? All the people that keep saying, "Oh, Rhino's negative." You guys are always negative. You've no Varane, not nobody. So we finally had Mount in a 10. We had Eriksen and Mainu, that midfield that a lot of people are saying, yeah, we're going to keep the ball. We're going to get a lot of ball retention in the midfield, and we're going to see how bad Bruno is. And what now, people? What now? So what's the excuse now? Are we negative? Because we called this out for months, and we know that no matter what team is out on the pitch, these guys are not trained well. They should be a lot better than they are. With a better coach, you probably get more out of them. But for the whole season, these guys have not been coached. A lot of them haven't been coached for years. So I'm going
to double down on what you said. Not even
go on.
I reckon League Two manager with a structure could get us playing better football than this.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's what I'm saying, yeah. So, KJ, you know what it is for me, yeah? At this point, just sink the ship. Let's rip the wallpaper, rip everything down. Let's plaster the walls. Let's fix everything. Instead of just putting wallpaper over the cracks. Instead of just thinking that one day we might play well. Instead of worrying about going toe-to-toe with Chelsea in the mid-offs. This is mad. This is crazy. This is where Manchester United are at, guys. So we are the new banter club. We are the new Spurs. You might as well sing United get battered everywhere we go, because that's where it is right now. And do you know what's so crazy, yeah? It was mad to me because seeing Casemiro as a centre-back, I was kind of thinking to myself, let some competent strikers play against this guy and they will get skinned. And you're putting someone like Johnny Evans, who's given us a decent season, and that shows the level of where Man United are at, with somebody like Casemiro who's probably checked out. Listen, Mateta skinned him alive. I felt so sorry for him, but it's bound to happen. We're going to get beat on pace. And this is why I think Arsenal are going to actually beat us this time, because they're going to smell blood. I know you might get to the whole Old Trafford mentality thing and whatever, but listen, we're going to get skinned alive. But going to the game anyway, this is where we're at, guys. 4-0 Crystal Palace.
I just have
local to my mum's house. So I'm seeing the Palace fans. It's crazy. The Man United fans left early. Bear them were going down the trains. They left early. They signed out. But all I'm going to say is this is a reality check of where we are at. So all these people that had that bit of hope or thought that, you know what, we can still beat these teams, this is where United are at, and this is where we've been at. Simple.
Thank you, Rhino. Can I just add one thing? I want to stop at one point. Michael Griggs came here and said, Michael Olise, hats off to you. You passed the audition. And then that actually is really contradicting what Rhino's saying. You guys have to understand where you are right now as a football club. I know you got the money, you got everything. But if Michael Olise next season get There are 7 teams ahead of you, including Newcastle, that Michael Olise might choose. If Michael Olise, after this show today from Manchester United, choose Man United, I know it depends on the manager, but me and Terry got into straight facts and saying it doesn't look like you're going to get a top manager. It looks like you're going to get a development manager, like someone with a process like Graham Potter or someone else. That's the worry part for Man United fans. Where you are now, it's what Rhino said. You guys have to see and wait and have to be patient, because it doesn't look like you're getting the Pogbas again. You aren't getting you might get the Casemiros for 1 year, but you aren't, like, if Michael Olise next season is going to leave Crystal Palace and he chooses Man United, someone should slap the kid and tell him, wake up. This is not the right choice. And because if you are getting KJ, this is it. When Terry actually told me 3 months ago, no more, we're gonna get a good manager, I said, yeah, the manager might be the guy that attracts players, right? But if you're gonna go get a Graham Potter or someone like from that caliber, where is the, like, who are you gonna get? Why the player would join Man United next season?
I'm not gonna overly.
It's the project, isn't it? It could be the project, isn't it?
The attraction part.
There are way better projects right now. Sorry, KJ.
True.
We are going to be quote unquote less attractive. I'm not saying that isn't the thing, but we can also get players in on, and if sell them on the project of this is new. This ain't Glazers Man United, even though they are still
in the background.
Yeah, they're still there, but this is Surgeons Man United. You've got actual football people with actual pedigree in the game, with the likes of Wilcox, Barada, who's from Man City. You've got Ashworth coming in. I think those guys could talk to players like Olise and give us a better chance of signing them than John Murtaugh, then flipping Woodward, then Arnold.
Yeah.
So to completely say that we've got no chance in these players, we have a chance, it's not as big as.
Yeah, I get where Mo's coming from. I would say this: we've got to wait and see if we sack the manager, who we bring in, and everything else. That we're still Manchester United, and that still holds in this day and age a lot of weight in football. There's no doubt about it. There is, but we wait and see. We wait and see until the summer.